They didn't fight for glory. They didn't fight for gold. They fought for honor, bound by a code, trained from childhood, and willing to die at a moment's notice. For centuries, they ruled Japan, not as kings, but as warriors. This is the story of the samurai and the world they shaped. The samurai were the military elite of feudal Japan. Emerging around the 10th century, they served powerful landowners and warlords. Their role was simple: protect land, enforce authority, and fight when called upon. Over time, they became more than soldiers. They became a class, defined not just by warfare, but by discipline, loyalty, and reputation. Their identity was shaped by a moral code known as Bushido, a code that valued honor above all else, even above life. Before the samurai dominated Japan, they fought to prove their power. In the mid-12th century, two violent conflicts reshaped the balance of control: the Hogan Rebellion and the Heiji Rebellion. These were not large wars, but they were decisive. Powerful families in Kyoto turned to samurai clans for support in political struggles. For the first time, warriors were not just fighting battles, they were deciding who ruled. The Minamoto and Taira clans rose to prominence during these conflicts. Their victories brought influence, land, and authority, and more importantly, they proved something new. Real power no longer belonged only to the imperial court. It belonged to those who could fight for it. These rebellions set the stage for a much larger conflict. The samurai rose to dominance during a brutal civil war, the Genpei War. Two powerful clans, the Taira and the Minamoto, fought for control of Japan. This wasn't just a war, it was a turning point. Battles were fought across the country. Samurai warriors clashed in both land and naval combat. The war ended at the Battle of Dan no Ura, a decisive naval engagement. The Taira clan was destroyed, and the Minamoto emerged victorious. From this moment, real power in Japan shifted, away from the emperor and into the hands of the samurai. After their victory, the samurai didn't just fight wars, they ruled. A military government was established, led by a shogun, a supreme military leader. The emperor remained, but largely as a symbolic figure. Real authority rested with the samurai. This system allowed them to control land, enforce law, and maintain order. Japan had become a warrior society. The 13th century, Japan faced a threat unlike anything before. The forces of Kublai Khan attempted to invade, twice, in 1274 and 1281. These invasions introduced new forms of warfare: large-scale armies, explosives, coordinated assaults. The samurai, used to individual combat, were forced to adapt. The first invasion caused heavy damage, but the second ended differently. A massive storm struck the Mongol fleet, destroying ships, scattering forces. This storm became known as the kamikaze, the divine wind. It saved Japan and reinforced the samurai belief that they were chosen to defend their land. Samurai life was built on discipline. From a young age, they trained in swordsmanship, archery, strategy. But just as important was their mindset. Loyalty to their lord was absolute. Failure could mean death, and in some cases, samurai chose death themselves through ritual suicide, known as seppuku. It was not seen as weakness, but as a final act of honor. From the 15th to 16th century, Japan entered a period of chaos, the Sengoku period. Powerful warlords fought constantly for control. Samurai were at the center of it all. This era saw the rise of legendary warriors, massive battles, shifting alliances, and constant warfare. But it also changed the samurai. Combat became more strategic, more brutal, and more focused on survival than tradition. After more than a century of constant warfare, everything came down to a single battle. In 1600, two massive alliances of samurai forces faced each other at the Battle of Sekigahara. On one side, forces loyal to Toyotomi rule. On the other, the army of Tokugawa Ieyasu. The battle was not just about victory, it was about control of Japan. Tens of thousands of samurai took the field, but the outcome was decided not just by strength, but by loyalty. During the battle, several commanders switched sides. Betrayal shattered the balance. Tokugawa's forces gained the advantage and crushed their opponents. This victory ended the Sengoku chaos. And soon after, the Tokugawa shogunate was established. For the samurai, this marked a turning point. The age of constant war was over. Peace had arrived. But for warriors, peace would become their greatest challenge. Eventually, the age of constant war ended. Japan unified, peace returned, and with it, the role of the samurai began to fade. Firearms changed warfare. Modernization reshaped society. By the 19th century, their era was over. But their legacy remains, in discipline, in culture, in the idea that honor can define a life. The samurai were not just warriors. They were a system, a code, a force that shaped a nation, and even in peace, their shadow never disappeared.